Hello, welcome to Geeking Out with Shad. Today I'm sitting in the 2022 Volkswagen ID.4 Pro S dual motor. Dual motor basically means it's all-wheel drive. It also gives the car quite a bit more power, so it's pretty quick. We'll talk about that stuff when I do the driving review. Right now, we're just going to go over the car really quickly, the interior and the exterior. Let's start with just kind of the general controls. If you're interested in a more detailed video, I did a comparison between the Bolt EUV, this car, and my 2020 Toyota Tacoma, and basically the controls and things like that, and kind of talking about the differences and kind of the frustrations and stuff. And this car ranked last on my list of favorites of the controls. So we'll talk about that a little bit. It's just very different. I mean, it's one of these things where I guess if you own this car and it's the only car you drive and you get used to everything, it's probably fine. Me, I'm jumping in different vehicles all the time, so it's a challenge for me to figure out the controls. So we'll start over here. There's some quick things here. These are like, if you need to quickly clear the windows, kind of nice, but it's over on the left. It's like, there hasn't been a car that I know of, I'm sure there's one out there, where there's controls for climate or clearing windows on the left side. These are light controls. Oops, I didn't even, and that's the other thing, is they're touch sensitive. So if you touch them, they turn on, and it's kind of like, oh, okay, I didn't really mean to turn that on. So now I'm trying to get the mode. Okay, yeah, so this is where it gets a little frustrating because I don't fully understand how it works. Over here you have the mirror controls, and this is just a dial, and then it's a typical joystick thing. But the other thing that's interesting is that if you want to turn the mirrors in, you go in that corner and the mirrors will come in. Nice when parking. It automatically does that when you park anyway. If you need heated mirrors, you turn on there and that'll heat the mirrors. And then if you need to adjust them, you can get into one of these two modes here, right side, left side. And then of course there's this neutral position where none of it's on. Windows, you got your two window controls. Wait a minute, why is there only two? I've talked about that in my other video. Well, normally you have four, but the weird thing is in order to do the rear, you hit that, and then you can, open and close the rear window, and you turn that off, and you can do the front window. So, and all four windows are full auto down, full auto up. So one of the things that caught me off guard is I went to go roll my window up, actually, and I accidentally, because I was driving and I didn't see it, I accidentally hit that on, and I went to roll my window up, and the rear window adjusted because I accidentally hit this. So I'm not a huge fan, and the fact that I've had to hit that 3 times to get it to disengage, it's a little bit funky over here, I'm not gonna lie. And then come to the steering wheel. These are all your cruise control settings. This car does have system similar to autopilot. I don't know exactly what it's called with the Volkswagen, but it does automatically drive, keeps you in the lane, does the follow behind other cars, things like that. And then we can look at the dash. That's speed in the middle. This is kind of telling you, when you have lane keeping assist, it tells you if it's tracking lanes. It'll show you a car in front of you if the car is there. And then if you have your cruise set, you can have the miles per hour set there. Speed, battery info right underneath, kind of nice. I kind of like this layout. And then this is your information since charge. You can use these controls over here. This is all radio up here and phone. And then this little thing, it's weird. You run your finger across it and it changes the mode up there. So a little different. Shifter is a little weird too. It's this thing right here, and I'm going to put my foot on the brake. If I want to go into reverse, I turn it towards me. It's pretty intuitive once you know where the shifter is. And then if I want to go into drive, this is normal driving mode. So when I let off the brake, the car doesn't slow down. It cruises like a normal automatic. And then this is where you get the regenerative braking, and the car will slow down when I let off the, I keep calling it the gas. I gotta stop doing that. Let off the accelerator. And then if you come back, you can get into neutral, you know, and you can just kind of, you know, once you know where this is, it's easy to use. And then here's the park button, so you just push that and the car goes into park, and it's all good to go. So come over here. Of course, I believe, okay, so now this is using Android Auto here, and it's wireless to my phone, which is kind of cool. So I like that. If I want to get to the home screen, this is where I always get a little thrown off. There's these row of buttons down here, and if I go, I believe if I push menu, mode, nope, this is doing something else. So that's the thing, is I sometimes don't know, like if I want to get out of Android Auto, okay, there we go. So that little square takes me out of there. Here's the menu thing I was talking about. Now I'm in menu. It scrolls pretty good, things like that. This car has this ambient lighting thing, so there's these lights. I'll have to do a nighttime because I want to show you the exterior lighting of this car too, but it's morning, the sun's up, so the lights don't come on. So there is, you know, all these different things. You can set the car up for different users based on who has what key. Here's the Volkswagen navigation. I believe if I hit that, it'll take me to, yeah. Unlike the Toyota, where if I hit the map button, it takes me to Android Auto because I have Android Auto. So here's Android Auto, if I want to go right to that. Charging information. Takes a few seconds, and then you can kind of look up your charging information. You can set this car to charge at only 80%. Supposedly that helps preserve the battery. If you want it 100%, you can just literally click that and drag it. So now that I'm in this menu, I feel like I can get around. Down here are when you have the climate on. Yeah, down here you hit climate, takes you right to the climate. Then you can use these, I believe, for individual climate settings. I guess maybe, yeah, oh, I see it. I did it to 78. So these down here, or you can hit the plus and minus. And if the passenger wants a different temperature, they can do that. Heated seats, all that stuff is in here. It's just one of these things where once you get used to it, it's probably fine. But for me, I feel like I get lost in it all the time, and I don't fully know what all these things are. There's nothing that happens that's showing me. Yeah, so now we're back into the main menu. That's another thing. If you put this climate screen on, after a little while it'll just go away because you're not touching it. Now it's asking me what I would like to do. You can actually talk to this car. So I believe I can say,
please wait.
Set temperature to 74. Yeah. Again, it's something.
Wait a moment, please. Pardon?
I bet you that's what happens when I hit the assist. So now I want out of this, and I don't know how to get out of it. There we go. I'm out of it. All right. So this car is, you know, call me older maybe, but it definitely has a lot of quirky things. It's a nice car, I'm not gonna lie. Mirror is just a standard auto dimming mirror. Up here, these are kind of cool. You just touch them and they turn on, turn off. This opens and closes the shade. You just slide your finger up there. It has the full glass roof. It does not open, so it's just regular glass roof, little vanity mirrors or whatever they call them, things like that. So there you have it. That's kind of a quick overview. Oh, it does have wireless charging down there, which is pretty cool. This little cup holder thing, you can actually move these around to get it to adjust. You can actually close this, although there's glasses in there. There's some USB back there, and then of course there's the standard cup holders here. Door pockets, all your usual stuff. So I'm gonna go ahead and get out and show you the exterior, and then we'll open the back and show you the space in the back. I am now outside the car, and I'm coming over to this side because the sun is rising. It's a little dirty, but it's also got dew on it. But here it is, ID.4 Pro S, dual motor. It's also all-wheel drive, so it's got more power. Pretty slick looking car. The thing about this car is a lot of people, if they see it on the road, they won't know that it's an electric car because they don't put EV or anything like that. So if you want to be discreet and make it seem like nobody knows you have an electric car, this is the one to get. Doesn't brag about it. I suppose Tesla doesn't really either, but everybody knows Tesla's electric. So let's go ahead and check out the back seats once I figure out how to get in there. And here's the back seats. Again, plenty of legroom. Yeah. I'm only 5'7", so this seat is forward more than a lot of people, but even if somebody was taller, so I suppose if you had a tall person in the front and a tall person in the back, you might have a little bit of conflict if they brought the seat back. But for the most part, I feel like it's pretty roomy back here. Again, I've kind of showed you that, but you got your charging ports, a vent back here for the passengers, so on and so forth. Here is gigantic glass roof. Yes, when you're sitting back here, it feels kind of cool to have that glass roof. It just makes it feel even more spacious. So yeah, really comfortable back here. Again, it's got these touch sensitive lights. I kind of like that. You just touch them and they turn on. Super nice, cozy place. If I had to ride back here, I'd be fine. It's got the, I call them map pockets. Nobody has maps anymore. This one has one on each seat, which I like. And here, what do we got? Scraper. Gonna be using that very soon. So there you have it from the back seat. Let's get out and check the back storage space here. This actually has an auto lift gate. Here's the charger, which is sitting here rather than underneath. And the regular floor mats, because this car has the all-weather floor mats. So because it's brand new, just haven't taken care of this stuff yet. But pretty decent storage space in the back. And then if you fold the seats, you get even more. Because this is still attached and everything, I'm not going to bother doing all that. But it's pretty roomy. So you've heard me talk about the... Oh, it's also got the automatic close. You just push a button and it closes. You've heard me talk about the Bolt EUV and how I call it a hatchback and not a crossover or SUV. This car, it's a bit bigger. It's got more length in the back, and it's got all-wheel drive, so you can actually call it an SUV or a crossover if you want. I wouldn't consider this a hatchback. It's a bit bigger than the Bolt. But I definitely won't call the Bolt an SUV or crossover, even though I know Chevrolet wants to call it that, or the EUV, whatever. But it is not. It is a hatchback. It's a front-wheel drive, small hatchback. This is a crossover or SUV. Definitely a much more sizable car. And I will do similar things like put my bike in the back, things like that, do some range testing with this, just like I did with the Bolt, and I will do a driving review. But this is just the walkthrough of the car, and it's a pretty cool car. Again, the only thing that I really complain about, I got that sun behind me, so I want to turn so you can see me. The only thing I really don't like is just the funky way everything works inside. But again, if you own the car and you use it all the time, you'll just get familiarized with that stuff. So there you have it. It is morning. Drinking my, yes, that was a Starbucks. Say what you will about Starbucks. So full kind of quick review and walkthrough of the Volkswagen ID.4 Pro S dual motor. I will do a driving review of this car and talk about that. The one thing about this car versus the Bolt EUV is this car is quick. It's dual motor, all-wheel drive, and it's quite a sporty, spunky car. So we'll talk about that in the next video. If you like the content on my channel, please like and subscribe. By subscribing, you'll see my videos in your feed when you go to YouTube. And that's the whole purpose of it, is to, help you see the content you like to see. So, cool. Peace.